So our ultimate ride this season has Norm and I spending a few days and evenings in and around what is often referred to as the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas. The loose plan for this trip was to ride out of Sin City into the desert in a different direction each day. All we needed to execute this task with some degree of accuracy was a map. After stopping at 2 gas stations on day 1 and another 2 the following morning, we failed miserably in our efforts to secure a map of the surrounding area. So as we rode east into the desert on Highway 167 on day 2 into our ultimate ride, we promptly got lost and managed somehow to ride along both sides of Lake Mead before eventually getting our bearings and reaching our destination, the oldest national park in Nevada, the Valley of Fire. After exploring the park for a couple of hours, we discovered that we had worked up a serious appetite, what with getting lost and all, so we headed off in search of sugars. Well, Norm, here we are midway through day 2 in our ultimate ride, Las Vegas, baby. And we're in Overton, and we just had the most amazing lunch at Sugar's. So maybe we should talk a little bit about how we found out about Sugar's.
Well, again, when we were at Eagle Rider yesterday morning, he told us about a couple of roads, and he said, but if you come up in this area, after you go through the Valley of Fire, you got to go to Overton and eat at Sugar's. This is apparently a motorcycle mecca during the season. The parking lot's full of bikes all the time, so if you're in the area, Sugar's is the place.
Yeah, and it's definitely old school. It's got the old banquettes, and but the food was great. We're stuffed.
Sleeping soon.
Now, you mentioned the Valley of Fire, and we have just literally rode through there, and words can't describe it. Spectacular, eh? It was just an amazing piece of road.
Absolutely,
amazing
yeah.
scenery.
Yeah. And last time I did it in the car. And I said, one day I got to come back here and do this on a motorcycle on a sunny day. And we just hit everything right. The weather came up, temperature came up, and it's just so beautiful in there.
Yeah.
It never ends.
So we're now at about 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was just a ribbon, a very narrow road, super smooth. The speed limit was, I believe, 35 miles an hour for the most part, but that was okay because it was just so scenic. You just wanted to pay attention both to the road, but also to just soak in the scenery and the photo ops.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking through there as well, because when I did do it in the car, I was going a little bit quicker because I was the only guy out there. But no, definitely on the bike, it was interesting because you could take the time to look around and not have to focus too much on the road.
Yeah. So this strategy of being based in Las Vegas, riding our first loop of the tour, so far has really paid off because we're really only about, 2.5 hours from Las Vegas at this point, you figure?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Through any of the loops we're going to do this week, that's about the furthest we get out, and you're just going to continuously see amazing things every day.
Yeah, so you're not going to want to bite off too much because we're stopping a lot to take photographs, and this really is a camera opportunity. So we're not going to bite off too much for the remainder of the day, but you do have your heart set on the next, about 45 minutes up the road?
Up to Coyote Creek, and then just a couple of miles south of Coyote Creek, there's a road called Mormon Well, and it's an old trail that they use going westwards. And it's dirt. It's a dirt trail, and that's why I said we're going to get into a little bit of adventure on this trip.
Right.
But that's a day trip on its own, so we'll go in as far as we can, but spectacular. Again, the adventure bikes will take you areas that you'll never get to if you're here in a car.
Right. Well, that's good. We got 45 minutes to let lunch settle before we get into some hard riding. But so far, man, a wonderful ultimate ride.
Absolutely awesome.